Jacqueline as we do the recap on the rematch between Papa Lenny and OGS. So you guys, we're not going to do much long talking. Let's get straight into it.
That was easy. OGS won. Lenny lost. That's it.
Quite a recap.
It should have been a lock off. I'll
was-
give it a recap. It was 3-0. Shut up.
No.
It was 3-0.
Yeah.
It should have got locked off. But
No.
because the rules were the rules, so there was no lock off. So
Right.
nobody broke any rules. And they went to the 1-for-1. He happened to actually pass them in the 1-for-1. And then he fell asleep at the wheel. Luffy got animated. And OGS won. Fair and square. I don't know how you saw it or anyone else saw it, but that's how I saw it. And the exciting thing is that although there was, in quotes, a level of domination early, I suppose, because I could argue that, and I have to, there's been conversations. From my perspective, I felt as though Lenny won the first round, which would have made it 1-0. Beyond that, OGS won the other rounds fair and square, in my opinion. But the score was 3-0. There is no VAR in Sound Clash. Okay? So the reality is that it was 3-0. They went to the 1-for-1, and then the result was OGS was crowned champion on the night, fair and square, with no hesitation. No, even though I said what I said, but that wouldn't have made it didn't make a difference on that night, and I don't know if it would have made any difference if Lenny would have won the first round. And I've had conversations with some of the OGS team, not these two guys, but and with Lenny in regard to what my thoughts were, and hopefully how they can be just as, in quotes, competitive this next time, the one we have coming up on March 11th. So I'm looking forward to it.
No.
That's a recap. I don't know if anybody saw any different. Did you guys see anything different? You guys won, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they got the trophy.
But
You
let's
lost?
say,
Yeah, you lost.
that
Just making
was
sure.
Jacqueline's recap.
That's my recap.
Now let me give you selector
You didn't got a
phrase
cut
recap.
ass, but you lost.
I lost on the
Yeah,
night.
you lost on the night. Exactly.
Now I'm giving you
Exactly.
selector phrase recap.
Oh, Lord.
The first round, you should have won.
Okay.
Okay.
We said the same thing.
I'm telling you that, right? Genesis outclassed you. But from a fan listening in, you had the music to stay in the fight. The thing that hurt you the most was the way you presented it.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a fan,
Yeah.
present.
Yeah.
The way you presented it this round will get you through.
Right.
And as a betting man, as the silent bookie, I need you to win this one. Not for yourself, but for me.
That's for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do, because then if he wins, then we have to have another one.
Right, we
figure
have
out
to have
who-
the trilogy
Yeah,
to
they have
finish
to have
it
the
off.
trilogy.
You guys
Because
have
then
put
it'll
a
be
lot
one
of
for one.
pressure
Yeah.
So I could be open and say, I want Lenny to win this one. So sorry, guys, it's not personal. I really don't care at the end of the day, but
Yeah.
in order for us to have a number 3, he needs to win. Because
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be, what's the
Yeah.
guy's name? Fury and Wilder. We're not going to have a third one. Like, I can't imagine people want to come out. So I don't want to put any undue pressure on you, Lenny, but if you lose, it's over. We're not having a third one.
But I'd agree. I mean, in terms of the presentation now, I mean, this can probably sound like excuses, but on the night with the monitors behind, it sounded to me, I could hear myself clear as day, right? But now hearing feedback, a lot of it you couldn't hear me at all. It was just muffled. So it was the mic wasn't loud enough or whatever the case may be, but it just wasn't presented well. So that did let me down, I'll tell you that. So this time around, whatever checks we need to do to make sure that works out is going to work out. But yeah, a lot of people have said the same thing. The first round, you came at it out of the gate pretty hot. You know what I mean? Maybe you should have won, but yeah, so
I
Sound
would
Clash
tell
good.
you-
That's what makes it interesting.
I
man.
would tell you as an
it's the
outsider-
crowd votes. So
As an outsider looking in,
yeah,
get your friends off the beds, come support you.
yeah.
Because these gentlemen have a following.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's not why they won. That's not why they won.
You want a fair clash.
Yeah, because the talk going into it was, and no longer remains, that if they're going to clash down at Docksiders or on Front Street, that it's going to be biased
Right.
to one side, or it's going to be, you're setting us up and this, that, whatever. And it doesn't matter who said that. But on the night, they won fair and square. And the reality was, people voted for who they voted for. And that was and let's be honest, we saw the crowd that was there. It was a mixed crowd. And I'm talking
Very
about color.
diverse.
and I'm
Very
talking
good.
about
Yeah,
socioeconomic. So it was definitely not a typical Clash crowd, but on the end of the day, the best sound on that night won, fair and square, and the people enjoyed themselves, and they voted accordingly. And I'm telling you, the conversation I had with Snake, he was like, it wasn't like he was shocked. He was just like, and I said to him early when he came to me, he said, "Nah, that crowd in there." I said, "Relax." I said, "Just play the music. If you play the music, the people, I'm telling you, they're gonna be unbiased. They're gonna gravitate towards the music." And that's true and untrue in the sense that there has been clashes in the past in Bermuda where and I'm talking about foreigners coming in, right? And I could name a few, but I won't because then it'll be unfair to the Bermudian that won a clash. But foreigners are coming in lost, and they will tell you.
You know what?
Hold on, and they will tell you that.
We don't want the nice guy. Let it out, man. Let it out.
No, it's cool, but
'Cause I'm got your back. I can let it out for
what
you.
I'm saying is, was up Devon Shrek, but so and
The date was 2000 and.
well, I'm not gonna name it, but you could argue that forever because at the end of the day, people voted,
Right.
And if these are the rules, and people put up their hands and they make the most noise, you win that. And on that night, more people voted for that sound, and they won. And the reality is, on the night, people that were there in the clash were, in quotes, unbiased. They were fair. They listened to the music, and they were like, "I don't know who." And I heard one comment, "I don't know who that big bastard is, but he's funny," right? And they were talking about Luffy, and that's all they, not to call him that name, and that's disrespectful. But then that's what they described him as, and they were like, "Hey, I'm enjoying this guy," and they made some noise for him. You know what I mean? For that particular segment, and that's.
But that's what it comes down to.
We couldn't ask for anything. So who knows what that's going to translate to on the night that we have coming up? I don't know.
Yeah.
Now,
So that's why I disagree. Sorry to go on.
Okay. Now, I spoke to Lenny. Now I'm coming to the OGS side.
Cut that out.
OGS side.
Get it right.
Yeah. Now, Rich Kid,
Yes, sir.
this was your first time actually seeing you in the OGS Bannister playing as a member. I can say I appreciate what you done, and you did well.
Thank you, sir.
Winning your first one can also set you up for failure. What you're gonna change now in your second time in the ring?
Well, if I tell you what I'm going to change, I'm going to give away the secret. I know what I have to do, and just do the work. Just do the work. As you see, the work pays off. We do the work as a team. You know what I mean? The work pays off.
I wouldn't change nothing. You won.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
What do you got to change? They won.
It was.
They won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
But then it's like football.
Yeah, it's like
If I play the same style every time, people's gonna begin to pick up my style. So you have to do some changes. Think about it. Champions League. If everybody played like Man United every game, you could shut them down. It's got to switch his formation and how he does things from the last.
Look, put it this way. To everybody that's watching and everybody who's going to watch it, just come out that night and you will see.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what's going to happen.
Now,
And they-
Jason.
And they decide.
Yeah. Like you said, the last one was fair and square. We're heading into this one.
Will this time
expecting
will
the
we
same.
see you up on stage, or you be playing your in the back room?
It's possible. We ain't really decided what I might if I play or not. Right now, doing a lot of things, footy saw and preparate, getting things prepared for other things and different things whatnot on the road. So, I like to see that there's a rotation though, because we're other selectors too. It's not just Rich Kid and myself and Luffy and there's other members of the song too, which we want to make a rotation that these guys get more experience and exposure to like song clash and different dates, things that they're not used to doing. You know what I mean?
You gonna MC?
So, sorry,
You gonna be a mic man?
You're gonna MC.
I could be. You never know. Might be the mic man.
Anything's
You
possible.
never
you know?
know.
Anything's possible.
So, we'll see on that night what happens. It's undecided at the moment, though. But yeah. One thing I didn't want to touch on after I agree with Lenny, the sound system wasn't sharp at all. So I think it affected both songs. On how we delivered and just keeping the vibe for the crowd up, the sound system,
Yeah.
the speakers weren't too sharp.
Yeah. And there was some feedback from those that were there as well, but
So how about we do a sound check? You guys go to 11:30 in the morning, make sure everything's fine, and then come back. Or don't do the match-around thing and show up at 10:30 when you're supposed to be playing at 10:15. How about we do that?
We'll use a different.
Remember, it's
sound
not the onus, it's just on the production behind it. Sometimes you guys have to do your homework to make sure everything's in place.
Yeah, I don't think this system is really powerful enough for the whole crowd that was in there, to be honest with you. From my standing on the side watching. So maybe a different sound system might help.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think it was really pushed into its full potential, which wasn't enough.
Well, mental footnote, maybe you should bring your equipment in.
Hey, we down for that. We down for that.
Free of charge. Since you're playing. I'm looking out for the promoter. Promoter's got to make money, so we got to do this on an economical standpoint.
Don't worry, I'll get my
No,
people.
we got too much going on that night, right?
Yeah. You'll see it.
It's amazing when money's involved.
Yeah.
The situation changes.
Get my people's contact your people.
Yeah.
Everybody could predict when it's not their pocket.
Yeah.
So, Lenny, the pressure's on you
Yeah.
as a fan of the culture
Yeah.
and the industry.
Yeah.
I want you to be the Rocky Balboa. These guys came in like the Russians and beat the breath out of you.
Yeah.
I want you to do the upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm putting it out there for Bermuda. If you win,
Yeah.
I'll get you whatever you want from Jorge's afterwards.
All right. That's a bet. Well, I'll take that
Your
one.
bacon cheeseburger,
Yeah.
your dish
We'll
fried
celebrate
rice.
there. Yeah. No, but for real, I mean, I wouldn't say they beat the breath out of me, but it was definitely a competitive clash, right? A lot of good tunes, a lot of, variety of tunes over a lot of generations. I mean, it was great how it was done because it did kind of test the limits on knowing the music, knowing the culture. I think we, I lost, but I think we gave the crowd a good showcase of music.
Spectrum of music.
Yeah, man. And, people that, like we said, who hadn't been to Clash before that were there, hopefully that encourages them to come out. And, I mean, I've heard from people so far that didn't make the last one that they've already got their tickets because the buzz from it.
From the last
Yeah, man. So hopefully this one turns out to be.
Well.
Yeah, it's a new venue. So, if the box is, on point on the night, and.
Well, we'll talk to Jason about sorting that out.
Actually,
He would be the engineer that night.
keep it real. I actually didn't put that in mind, that it's not the same venue. So yeah, we should be alright.
Yeah.
I mean, the box on the front yard's pretty
Right.
sure.
That.
Yeah. But
Is there any changes
Yes.
to the format for
Yes.
this one? Okay, please elaborate on that.
So, last time I used what people refer to as the European system of scoring,
Yes.
which is it's a points clash. So it's
Yes.
the first two X amount of points, and that amount of point was 9. So the first sound to get to 9 points wins.
Yes.
That remains unchanged.
Okay.
The difference would be that instead of 3 rounds to open with, we're going to open with 4 rounds.
Okay.
So it's going to be at the end of 4 rounds that we could possibly go to the 1-for-1. The one difference from the first clash and this one was a few differences. One, if any one sound wins all first 4 rounds, it's a lock off and the clash is over. In the first clash, if it was 3-0, which it was, there was no lock off, right? This time, if it's 4-0, so if Lenny is up 4-0, it's over for them, no 1-for-1. It's a lock off. Or vice versa. If they're up 4-0, it's no 1-for-1, which would be disappointing because ultimately, and I'm gonna be biased here, I want to see a 1-for-1 because as a Clash fan,
That's what you want.
there's a yeah, like regardless of what the score is, like let's say it's 3-1.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's heavily favoring one song going into the 1-for-1. I still want to hear the 1-for-1 because we know there's going to be some specials in there. I know there's going to be a lot of thought has been put into what are we going to play in the 1-for-1. You know what I mean? And most Clash fans will tell you they look forward to that. So I think there's a level of disappointment for some, not all, when there's a lock off. So I would root for there not being a lock off. But
I
if
mean,
it's 4-0, it's a lock off.
I'll be honest too.
And
Though I mean, as a sound man, I like 1-for-1 too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you guys would agree too. I mean, it's nice to go to
So talking about the 4 rounds, there is going to be a difference. So last time we had eras of music, right?
Yes.
This time, the first round is going to be singers for 15 minutes. So it's just going to be singers.
Okay.
So you're going to hear
Vocal
some,
round.
yeah, a vocal round, exactly.
Yes.
Okay, no sing J's, vocals.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Second round is going to be open. You can play whatever you want. That's going to be 20 minutes. 15 minutes singers or vocals. Second round, open, 20 minutes. Third round is what has been referred to as the healing of the nation. So use your imagination. It's self-explanatory, right? Because I, as an educator, I can't come on and talk about it's going to be the ganja round.
Yes,
because
yes,
that would be
yes,
inappropriate.
yes.
So it's the healing of the nation round. Okay.
Yes.
Oops. Right, and that's for 15 minutes. And then the fourth round is open again. So there's going to be 2 open rounds. So 15, 20, 15, 20. So there'll be some parameters on 2 of the rounds, which are singers to start and healing of the nation
Yes.
after the fact. But in between those two, there's going to be an open round where they can play
Anything
anything. New,
goes.
old, in between, it's entirely up to them. 15, 20, 15, 20. And then hopefully we're going to the 1-for-1.
Now, let's tell the viewers and the people that are coming, what time does the clash start in real time?
11 o'clock. 9 o'clock gates open, 11 o'clock. Last time, I used some, we started at 11:15. So we did not start dead on 11. But the reality is, if you do the math on the rounds that
You
we
had
have right
enough
now,
time.
yeah, I had enough time to go at 11:15, and it still went to almost 2. This time, because of the rounds, if there's not a lock
Right.
off, we need to start dead on 11.
Yeah.
Dead on.
So Bermuda, please be there at 11.
Because we can't go till 3, 4 in the morning. So it needs to be, yeah. And it's a different, and it's it's a different venue. It's at the front yard. A lot of people, like when I went there the other night just to check on the system to get a feel for it, right? And I saw something, a couple of people say, this is the first time I was here, and this, that. Like, there's a lot of people that have not been to the front yard. So for the owners of the front yard, that's a good thing, because I think we're going to bring some people that might not have ever been there.
I've never been.
Right. So, and that's a good thing, because that's good for him and that's good for us, because again, and I just want to, expose. And then there's the other people at the front yard. It's on Front Street, right? So going to be a lot of people in the street. Well, you can stay in the street, because the action's going to be inside.
Yep.
That's entirely up to you. If you want to sit off on the side on Front Street and listen to the clash, that's your prerogative. Go right ahead. But it's just not the same as being in the
Inside.
crowd,
Yeah.
getting that vibe. And one added attraction. I have to say this: it's an open air arena, meaning it's open.
Yes.
Yeah. Healing of the nation.
Healing of the nation.
Yes.
Yes.
And I would like to add, let's put this out there. Show respect to get respect. Bermuda's a country, we have a lot of sound men, but they don't show their faces when they have to. But when it's their event, they want you to show your face. Show your face to everybody's event. You got a lot of guys, come to my party. Well, I play every week. Why you don't come support me? But I have to support you. So I'm trying to say, if you're really into this music, you follow this industry, and you're into class culture, come out.
Go wherever it is.
Come out. And this is a side note. We will be having VPN blockers, so there will be live streaming. So if certain people will put it out there, show it with their phones, they will get tackled at the gate. We want you to enjoy this event. Everybody that's home, used to watching on Facebook, other people streaming it. I don't normally tell, come your ass to the event.
Yeah.
Spend your money at the gate, support the culture. Because this is a culture that I love and I want to see prosper, and I will commend you, Declan, on keeping it good.
Thank you. It's a reasonable. Sorry, Dwayne. It's a reasonable price. I think $30 is fair.
Yeah,
that's not expensive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, for entertainment.
And that's
really
that's gonna be an expensive night for me, because if he wins, I know I'm getting a big order.
Hey.
Fries,
You better call ahead.
I forgot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's get one onion rings.
Yeah.
It's probably getting one jerk chicken.
Right, that's what it was. He wanted jerk chicken. That's what he asked.
Well, guess what? They have it up front yard.
Huh?
They have it up front.
Oh yeah, they got
It's
your
not
boy. Hey, they got.
authentic, though.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I guess.
Well, where you gonna get authentic jerk
Guys,
chicken?
Portuguese is not authentic here. Portuguese guys making your
Hey.
jerk chicken.
And
Well-
ain't no Jamaican chicken.
Well, guess what? They got a
It's on the
Filipino
bottom,
making jerk chicken in a restaurant.
You guys are getting that great jerk
No,
season.
but they have that. People don't know that. There's
They have
actually
food
there's a
in the
food
back.
truck there.
In the back.
Yeah.
It's General Roso's, right? The
Yeah.
one used to be up in Southampton.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, they make some decent food. So I mean, you can get that as well.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our best to empty out as many of chairs and tables in there, so it has a more open feel.
Yeah.
But it's a good space, and they have just about any alcohol that you want on the night. Mind you, Stoli is a sponsor. Want to give them a
Yes.
shout out.
Big shout to
and
Stanley.
their support for this event, because they've helped make it possible. You know what I mean? And without their help, it does make it more difficult to make things like this happen. So definitely a big shout out to any sponsor that comes on board.
Mhm.
You know.
So, on behalf of the Loud Lounge, I appreciate you guys coming in. I wish you all the best on the night. And may the best song win.
Come on.
Always
And
a
for
Yeah,
me,
pleasure.
yeah. There's only one.
March 11th, make it a date. Don't be late. All roads are leading to front yard for the rematch.
And for the Papa
9
Lenny win.
p.m. gates open. 10:59 start. Make it a date. Don't be late.